basket. Phelps in the pool, I'm like Speed at the Masters. Girl, you know you a bad. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cop the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Another day in the USA. Just another day in America. Kids from my hood look up to the system set us up for failure. I just want to make enough to pay dividends, then invest in black businesses. They teach us to hate what we see in the mirror, but it can't break our spirit. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone. The Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all with the Philadelphia Eagles. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. Now Jones. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Sonic! Sonic! Hey, sub! Let's go.
Here's Winston. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. Now Jones. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Back to it after the pick-6. Winston. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 57 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the red zone now, Winston. This is caught. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans, his second touchdown on the season. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point safely through, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Wentz throwing on second down. Hurts over the middle. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. On second down, here's Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Shaquille Barrett coming with pressure. He drops him on the blitz for a loss of 12. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Working from the gun, Wentz. Forced out to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Over the middle to Evans. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Hey, thumbs up, thumbs up. Let's go. Sonic! Sonic! Where's that?
Jameis now on first down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox. Busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Green, Travis, where's that?
Off the play fake, Winston. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Winston. Flushed out right. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
On 1st and 10, Winston. His throw incomplete. It was the veteran safety Malcolm Jenkins who got a hand in there to disrupt it.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Play action now, Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Sonic! Got three! Sonic! Green, Travis,
Jameis to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Shotgun now for Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now, first catch for Jeffrey. Good enough for a first down. Throwing on first is Wentz. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. They fake the give. Now Wentz. He's going to air one out. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Buccaneers will take over at the 20. So out come the Bucs now. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And all the way down to the 35. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 45 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. And here's Marshall. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. It's a foot race. 30. 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that, and a great play for that defensive unit. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Here's Winston. Dancing to his left. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Evans. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Let's go, let's convert, let's convert, let's convert. Screen, triple C.
First down, Winston. He's going to air one out. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Hey, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Here we go, even. Where's that?
On play action, Winston. He'll buy some time right. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And it's third down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Even.
On third down, Winston. Open man has got it. It's complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run with Marshall. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll be taken down at the 34. A gain of 3, second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half in some of these shorter games.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Brandon Graham in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. To throw is Winston. Looking downfield for Godwin. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Throwing now is Wentz. Flush to his right. He'll get 11 yards back on the scramble as it brings up 2nd down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Great 15, great 15.
To throw, it's Wentz. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They do go for it. It's Wentz. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it. The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point attempt to follow here. Point after, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Go, go. Great 15, great 15.
The final shot before half for Wentz. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this 1st half of action. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything.
There he goes, left side. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 65 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation. Movement there on the offensive line. A little quick, and a 5-yard penalty. And that'll set them back 5. And they'll try again here, first and goal after the false start. Wentz now to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Shaquille Barrett getting him once again. His third sack of the afternoon. On second down, here's Wentz. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a third and long. Eagles coming up here on a third and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. On play action, Wentz. And the pressure gets to him again. Gerald McCoy in there to drop him yet again, and he must be shell-shocked back there. That's now back-to-back-to-back sacks, and it's fourth down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and we will remain tied here in this third quarter.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, first and 10. Winston now. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Here now is second and 10, again from the 41. And they'll run it here. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He's going to rifle one deep left, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Eluding the pressure right. And Winston lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option. Taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
Wentz to throw on second down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. But he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. That one goes for 24 yards.
Nice movement there by Carson Wentz outside of the pocket, completes another pass. Help me out here, partner. He's not sneaky athletic. He is athletic. How many times do I have to say it?
Yeah, you've been making that declaration for a while. And at 6'5", he ran a 40 of 4.77. So not only big, but he can move.
That's a good time for a quarterback. He and Andrew Luck, similar physiques, similar athletic ability.
Finding room inside the 40.
Another miss.
Still on his feet. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They'll pick up another first down with that run.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Good chip. There we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Johnny, a first down and more. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jay Ajayi, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And we are tied at 21. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Now Jones. He's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield. I think it's intercepted.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They run again with a J. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Wentz now on 1st down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's a Ajayi. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Wentz now on 1st down. And this is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz drops it off to Ajayi. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Now Wentz out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll get a couple yards on that one. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Now Marshall. Marshall, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs have taken the lead here in the 4th. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe. Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Come on now.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. He finds Ajayi. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Shotgun now for Wentz. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On 1st down, Wentz. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. This complete left side to Aguilar. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Into the red zone. Wentz being chased out left. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
Come on now. Come on now. Let's go.
Back to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. The carry here for the big tight end. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They come out here in the I. They'll try to run with a J. And he's in. Front Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Eagles have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Important extra point up and through. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful, because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
He's back to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bucs have taken the lead here in the fourth. Extra point splits the uprights. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow, wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Now a desperation throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 44 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Clean, Trevor, see. Hey, sub. Where's that up?
Winston to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Where's that?
And they're able to stop it here on the spike with 3 seconds remaining. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And this game is tied. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far.
Liz 5-3, Liz 5-3.
First throw of overtime for Wentz. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
The Eagles on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Wentz to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down.
81. Black, come on. Great.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back.
We're good.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Two minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. The Eagles on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Working from the gun. Wentz. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Jameis now on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free. You know they're going to be looking his way in overtime. He's had a fantastic game, but unable to hook up there.
And how many times do we see this situation where they actually complete that pass and you wonder to yourself, how do you let him get open? How do you not know they're going to go to him? He's their big play guy. In this case, they defended it well and knocked it away.
Play action now, Winston. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath. And boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. On 3rd down, Winston. He's got Evans. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. This is Marshall. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. They stay on the ground. This is Marshall again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and we will play on here in overtime. So possible disaster there. It's an empty possession, and there's no worse time to have an empty possession than the first drive of overtime.
Yeah, and remember the situation now, Brandon. It's sudden death from here on out. You can bet he's begging for a chance to redeem himself. But the question now is, will that chance ever come?
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Drops it off to Ajayi. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now a play fake. Wentz forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it. It's caught inside the 25. They give him a gain of 38. First down now, but that clock rolling. Well, in overtime, I think Coach is always wondering, where's that magic line for my kicker? They're already in field goal range after that big play.
I'm glad you brought that up because that magic line can change throughout the game. It's constantly being updated by teams. It starts with pregame. Okay, how do you feel? As the game goes on, they might ask him again, still feel that same number? Is it a different number? Right hash, left hash, what do you need? And that goes into the play calling in OT.
And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights.
I seen the best of them, Jando. 25 to life in the can't stop. Never met a man that they can't talk. We're talking on the phones, they can hear us.
When you got dumb cake up in the say that they be waiting for you in the bushes with the duct tape up and down the interstate. Yeah, we really touch. We touch. October, I'm about to another state. He went down in Arizona, don't get me involved. An empty box in the car means they coming for all. I had six phones, I got rid of them all. We get hit and sit down, we don't talk to the law. Yeah, they think I'm tripping, they listen. They know our every move, yeah, they want us all in prison. That's why I can't sleep at night until they get in. I'm on another mission, I'm just young and I'm living.